Yeah, certainly. It's going to be the match of the duel at 197 with Cotton and Whistler. Both of these guys.
Welcome into Jennison Fieldhouse as we are starting with 125. Nick Corday for Michigan State and Aiden Smith of the Scarlet Knights. And Eric, going to be very interesting early on to see what these two athletes do right away. Gonna have to keep in mind all three periods right now. Michigan State struggling as of late with fatigue in those later moments. 125 starting it the right way here tonight. Aiden Smith coming off a big win in that Minnesota duel last week, winning 7-2 against number 10, Jor Volk. Volk was a 2024 All-American, a two-time NCAA qualifier. Did not allow a takedown that entire match. Only points for Volk there were 2 on the escape. Right now, both these athletes still in neutral right now as a minute has gone past here in the first period. Both athletes now still stuck in neutral. Smith trying to go for the legs. Corday does a nice job avoiding it.
Yeah, what Corday has to do here is he has to be aware that Smith is so good with these elbow passes. And it's exactly how he took Jory down when he was wrestling Volk against Minnesota, went elbow outside tie, and then right here, exactly. That is exactly what it is right there. He's gonna pass those elbows, and he's gonna look to get to a high crotch, and he finishes with precision is the difference. And there goes the first stall warning.
See how much that ticks up the aggressiveness here in the first. You have to always watch out too here in the 125. These are most likely than not the quickest athletes. Any wrestling duel you'll see. A lot of quick moves. Always have to be alert at what your competitor will have to offer. As we arrive to under a minute here in the first. Still no points awarded yet. Both these two wrestlers still staying at neutral right now.
But you know what? This is exactly what the Spartans need to do, is because they've come out and they've given up a lot of points. You look back against at 125 in the last match where it was Dean Peterson. It was takedown, takedown, reversal, takedown, all happening in the first period against Corday. So this is exactly where you need to be, is slow things down. You don't have to be extremely aggressive in the first period because they have to change something. Right? You cannot continue to do, because we have seen what they've done has not worked. So you have to change something.
You have to wonder too how much of that approach has changed over the course of 5 days for Michigan State. Their stall warning going on, a point awarded to the Scarlet Knights. As we wind down here in the first. That will do it. We wait 30 more seconds to continue, start this second. Smith right now with the advantage after a double stall warning assessed to Corday. Eric, what do you think of their approach right now? These athletes electing to go neutral to start this second period.
And I would prefer it rather than wrestling on the mat. I think mat wrestling at times just becomes pretty stagnant. And for Smith, he's at best when he's on his feet. He's not a mat wrestler. He can wrestle on the mat, but in all reality, this is where he thrives. We saw that against Minnesota, and we're seeing that here tonight. He's really pushing the pace here. The Michigan State coaching staff, they have continued to tell Angel Rivera, who's the head official, that they don't appreciate those 2 stall calls. But really, you look at the feet for these wrestlers, in particular the heels. Where are the heels? You want to see your wrestlers' heels in the center of the mat, and that's exactly where Smith has been the entire match. And those, again, another half shot, but Corday has to be careful. This is where it becomes dangerous, right? Because you lay off so much that now the referee is on your back. So Corday has to get a shot off at some point.
It's definitely been Smith early on in this match to be the aggressor right now. Again, as you talked about, Eric's so good on his feet. Ranks number 24 in the nation in this weight class. Now, Corday has had some experience against top 30 opponents. He's faced 5 this season. He's lost them all, still looking for his first ranked victory, but won't help there as Smith gets an excellent takedown.
A beautiful snap down. He didn't even have to touch his legs or Corday's legs. Corday didn't even know he was behind him, and he picked up that 3.
Again, 125, the quickness is on full display. Corday still not yet able to escape, and you might run out of time here in this period. He's looking exhausted right now as lots of energy pent up and used there in that second.
And now we're going to go back on our feet again. And just a beautiful snap down, and he got to that left hip, which is that far hip, and he stayed low on the finish. Now Corday down 4-0. He has to get something going. Really, you have to clear the tie. You have to somehow figure out how to get to the body, and that's the biggest problem with these Spartans, is they don't get to the body. They don't clear hands, they don't clear head, they don't get to the body enough. And Corday, right here, off this left elbow, he shouldn't be hanging here. This should be elbow off to a shot, and that's exactly what he does. But when you do that, when you hang on the elbow for 10 seconds, what it does is it projects what shot is coming. So Aiden Smith knew that that elbow pass high crotch, the attempt was coming, so it has to be quicker.
The decision making certainly has to speed up here. Time running out here in the third period if Corday wants a shot at any point. Smith has just been excellent here. 1 takedown in this match already. Another point for double stalling.
And this is where a red stalling is going to come here. For consistency purposes with Angel Rivera, he hit Nick Corday twice in the first period, same situation. Is he going to be consistent here? Let's see if he hits him here. If Corday hits another shot, that would be 3, whereas in period number 1, he hit Corday twice with stalling off of 2 shots. So let's see.
Very interesting to look at right now. 2 to 3, depending on how you count it. Still none assessed this entire match for Smith. We remain at a 4-0 contest with 20 seconds left here in the third. The athlete's going back to the center. 19 seconds to go. Caution issued. We'll just restart and do it all over again.
And that right there's the long lap around, and they're going to go second caution.
Only has 19 seconds to work with. You want to be quick here.
And you got to hit him here. This is the definition of stalling.
Just up in the air. 4 seconds to go. Down on the back. Gets back up is Corday. That'll do it. Close to a fall there at the end. Extra dramatics. Aiden Smith will take the first bout at 125. Winner by decision. Rutgers will take the early lead, but Eric, it is interesting talking about this as we first take a look at the replay.
The beautiful duck under right there. And this was as close to a takedown as you can get, but Corday fights to his left and keeps that right leg. And look at this duck. I mean, it is nearly perfect outside of the finish.
Now we're back to 133. Dylan Shawver for the Scarlet Knights. Caleb Wien for Michigan State. Wien last season wrestled at 125 for Michigan State, moving up a weight class. He's trying to get Michigan State on the board in this duel. It's Rutgers with a 3-0 advantage right now. Very, contrasting to what we saw early in that 125. These athletes seem to be aggressive from the get-go.
Yeah, and you have to be aware for Caleb Wien for the stall calls that have been given and how they've been given. And although he's in the back, one of the coaches is going to come up to him and tell him, hey, stall calls have been handed out pretty freely here tonight, so you have to be careful.
Well, they are setting a precedent early, especially what we saw in that first period of 125. Both athletes will go back to the center of the mat. Shawver ranked number 24 in this weight class, similar to his teammate Aiden Smith. Another top 25 opponent Michigan State will have to face on the mat here tonight. Shawver, 2024 NCAA All-American. Did it at 133, continues to stay in that weight class.
Wien's going to get hit for stalling here soon.
There he goes, right at the legs.
And he has to be careful here for this elevator, because this could be a possible fall for either of these guys.
There we go the other way. Shawver now has him down and gets the takedown. It seemed in that case Wien had the advantage, but as you talked about, that's a situation that can go either way. Shawver takes advantage.
And now head down, chin on the mat is never good. For a wrestler who needs to pick up an escape, you gotta change over here. You have to take the half and you have to come over to your right side.
41.6 left here in this first period.
And Caleb Wien gets to this double, but Shawver has the underhook on that far side and goes. Dylan Nesk from Minnesota made his money off that one move, that elevator that we just saw right there, and Shawver hit it and came out on top.
So 41 seconds for Caleb Wien to try to get at least an escape point before the first ends. Right now, Shawver has him in an excellent spot. Still 30 seconds, though, to try to escape.
But he's not clearing the half. He needs to come to his left hip. He needs to change over. Change over both hands. It should be right hand comes over the left, and then you clear the half, but he's not clearing the half, and this is where Dylan Shawver is going to pick up near fall.
Wien able to get out of it. Now we switch to the other side. A reversal awarded. 3-2 now the score here in the first. Trying to get him down on the shoulder blade. There goes the count, one. That's the end of the first.
So Caleb Wien gives up the half and then finds this headlock on the far side. So control of mat area against Rutgers.
Rutgers bench, after that first period, came out. Shawver was in a very dangerous spot, and they thought since the clock ended that...
I think they're going to take a team point. They just took a team point because Coach Goodale came on the mat. This goes on the side official. I am on the side of Rutgers here. We'll run through this scenario. Angel Rivera did not know the time expired. The side official should have came in and stopped. Instead, it should have not been Coach Goodale. Look at Goodale. He comes on the mat to stop him, and that's when the feet touch the white of the mat. They're going to go control of mat area.
And if this stands, Eric, this is going to cost Rutgers a point. A lot of displeasure going around right now, and as you talked about, it was the end of the period. Goodale wanted referees to know, and
yeah, rightfully so.
Footstep on the mat. Definitely is a case for both sides here.
Yeah, you understand it, right? The time is clearly out. but we have the official on the far side of the mat, and if you look, he takes 6 steps before he gets to Angel. Oh, just unfortunate for Rutgers, so that now they lead 2-0. When was the last time you saw a dual lead 2-0?
It's quite a lot like football, seeing a 2-0 score right away. It can happen, but it's not common. We're trying to keep Shawver down. Still trying to avoid locking hands. And
that was smart. If you noticed, to avoid the locking hands, great shout. To avoid the locking hands, he went in between the crotch. And he didn't wrap around the body. Had he have went around the body, it would have been a locking hands. Therefore, he was smart enough, had the wherewithal to understand that he needs to go in between the legs in a crotch lift situation.
And then now you reset, get back in a prime position. You can really switch that riding time if it becomes a factor here. 40 seconds gone in the second. Shawver and Wien have both had their moments in this bout so far.
And Shawver's just inching himself out, and this is...
Stepping out, and he's out. There's the escape. Riding time now takes a complete turn. Only down to 2 seconds for Shawver when that was approaching a minute. Late there in that first.
And now this is where you expect the Spartans to slow the match down. Well, you're in a 3-2 match with an All-American heading into period number 3.
Definitely the spot you want to be in. Wien too, how big was that reversal that he got? Shawver looked like he got the advantage right away in that first with the takedown. Both being very aggressive early in this first period.
But I also think back to period number 1 when he got to that deep double. Had he have been more methodical on that finish, it would be right now, it potentially could be, you add 3 for the takedown, 5-0. So he has it in him. It's just his period number 3, where are they gonna go?
Yeah, that's an excellent point. You have to wonder, what will this match look like if you had 10 extra seconds in that first period?
Yeah.
Right now, still a 2-point advantage for Shawver. Wien, though, take the ground to start the third. A chance at escape right away.
Comes up. Tripod now. Has to continue to work.
Has one hand to work, the other down on the ground. 15 seconds down that riding time, just continuing to add for Shawver. Call stale right there. 1:36 to go here in the third. Smetch. We got a caution right before I could get those words out. Wien, you can see the heavy breathing right now, trying to get this escape point for Michigan State. Eric, you can tell very early on in this dual meet so far, both benches being very vocal.
Yeah, and I love the ride on top. It's so tough to stay on top here in the Big Ten. But there has to be a sense of urgency on the bottom wrestler, and there's not. And he has to be aware that riding time is at 50 seconds.
Getting close now. Again, if it's over a minute, it's an advantage at the end. And finally gets the escape at 57.
57 seconds. The takedown wins it now. What shot does Wien go to? He has to get back to that double.
How aggressive do you get if you're Wien right now? 50 seconds can seem like a lot, but that dwindles pretty fast.
Yeah, I wouldn't advise him to wait here. I'm always of the school, go get it when you can. There's time on the clock now. no telling if there's going to be time on the clock and how long it's going to take for you to finish a shot as well.
26 seconds now. Half at the point when Wien escaped. When does that move come in? Shawver had enough. He's got the leg, and there he goes. Takedown, and that might be the dagger.
That was the dagger in the heart. Hey, I'll tell you what, though. They gave Wien the opportunity to shoot. He just didn't do it.
Couldn't find the right spot to do it. 2 seconds to go. It's going to be another decision win for the Scarlet Knights. Win by decision for Dylan Shawver. Now the score goes to 5-0.
5-0 duel.
5-0 Rutgers very early on in this duel of the Big Ten. Michigan State and Rutgers. Rest of this matchup, do not want to miss it. Lots of action going on, especially in 133. We'll take a quick break on Big Ten Plus. Rutgers head coach, most wins in program history. And to call him a vet might be an understatement. He'll be rooting on his guy, Mason Gibson, here in the 141 against Michigan State's Andy Hampton. Both these wrestlers right away as they step off the circle, go back into the middle. But again, something to watch out early on here. Stalling calls have been an abundance early on. I think you can see both wrestlers knowing that right away. Definitely going right at it.
Yeah, and Andy's a guy who was in the lineup at the beginning of the season but gave up bonus points in too many matches. So they had to come up with another solution because at the beginning of the season he gave up back-to-back tech falls, and it wasn't against the highest caliber of wrestlers. So before Big Ten season came, they decided to make that change at 141, but you're seeing here Hampton back in the lineup for the Spartans at 141.
Gibson already with a takedown. He's on the offensive. Has a 3-0 lead here in the first. Gibson from Johnsontown, Pennsylvania.
One of the top recruits in the country a few years ago coming out. They're expecting big things from him in the future.
Certainly only a redshirt freshman. As Hampton gets the escape point, now 3-1. Still, we've seen a lot of hand-holding right now. We're at the center of the mat. 90 seconds gone here in the first. Michigan State so far in this duel, Eric, has really struggled to take the shot. Gibson right away, he's not afraid of it. Grabs the leg of Hampton. There he goes down, trying to get the takedown. Hampton will instead get on top. Still as the foot is Gibson. No points awarded yet. The edge of the mat. They call a stall.
What a throw, though. Look at this over-under. He doesn't even think about it. It's second nature to him. When he gets to that over-under situation, he just goes big. And then tried to come up, had the foot shelved in the armpit, kicked the post leg out, just ran out of real estate. And this is where Andy Hampton should not be. Is this over-under situation with Mason Gibson.
Gibson goes down. Great move by Hampton. 2 points now for the reversal for Gibson. Takedown counts, though, for Hampton.
That was the first takedown that the Spartans had given up 46 consecutive takedowns before getting a takedown of their own, and Andy Hampton just picked up their first takedown. 46. That's crazy.
It's 42 against Iowa on Sunday that they gave up. Michigan State had none. That has to feel good for the Spartan bench to finally see 3 points go your way.
Yeah.
Hampton now trying to escape. He's got 25 seconds to do so here in the first. The draw is even, and he does.
And I don't like Andy being here. I know they're saying stay in here, but I don't like this. This is not a situation where Andy Hampton thrives. You want to put him in positive positions, and this right here is not. He needs to clear that elbow down.
3 seconds. Draws Gibson off the circle. 5-5 here in the first. Highest scoring period so far in this duel between Rutgers and Michigan State, and that'll do it for the first period. For how talented Gibson is, you have to feel pretty good about that if you're Michigan State.
Yeah, I think that was a positive that Andy picked up that takedown, but I don't want him to think that that is where he needs to be.
Hampton, a native of Rochester, Michigan, redshirt junior for Michigan State. 1-4 this season in duels. Gibson on the other end, as we talked about, the talented redshirt freshman. He's yet to have a ranked win, though, this season. Doesn't have an opportunity at that tonight. It still has a way to improve his resume so far. Back to the middle, both these wrestlers go. 36 seconds already expired here in the second. This is match 3 of 10 here tonight. Eric, we talked about, especially in the first 2 bouts for Michigan State, it was a struggle to kind of find those zones to attack. Hampton's done a nice job so far in that first period, but it's really been Rutgers that have found the better angles and avenues.
Yeah, and that's the key. With this sport, you have to create angles and you have to look to get through the head-hands defense, and if you can't do that, then you're going to have a hard time succeeding. And Andy's getting to that underhook on that left side, and what this is really doing is slowing the pace of this match down. He's still in this thing.
That was a key so far early on in this one for Michigan State. Slow it down, bring it to the third, and right now in 141, especially considering the pace of that first period, it's definitely taken a different level here in the second. Gibson working with a 5-0 team lead. And with 1 second left in the second, the winner of this one, unless we are to go to overtime, will come in the third.
See how long Mason rides him here.
Hampton will start on the defensive. Gibson on top. Riding time now a factor for Gibson. You can see that climbing up, and it's past a minute.
Yeah, this is where, in all reality, you go on your feet here in the third period. It's 5-5. Now it's 6-6. But the last thing you want to do is put your wrestler in this position here to have to go chase a takedown this late. I know he needed it anyways, but now you start thinking about the riding time as well. That's at 109.
Well, we saw at 133, Caleb Weehan just ran out of time to try to make his move. See if Hampton can avoid the same mistake. Gibson, though, great spot right now. Will mark it out and go back to the middle.
And he comes up to his feet, gets his hips free. Little hip heist action there to create some separation.
Again, another reminder, it's 6'5" Hampton's advantage, but it's basically 6'6". Riding time advantage for Gibson is over a minute. Hampton will go down. Gibson trying to go up. This has been a position both these wrestlers have found themselves a lot in this 141 bout. Gibson tried to go for the legs there of Hampton.
And what I'm paying attention to is the left side underhook for Andy Hampton and the right elbow of Mason Gibson. He's keeping it as tight as he can, so Hampton can't get that.
Close there for a Michigan State bench explosion. Hampton almost in the right position. Gibson now fighting back. Hampton on top. There it is. Takedown for Michigan State with 20 seconds to go in the third.
He needs to stay low on the body. He hasn't been hit for stalling, and this is where you go. Andy Hampton picks up Michigan State's second takedown. How about it?
He's got all two. That's big in the closing seconds of the third.
He just used that underhook and the momentum of Gibson. It was that left foot that just got caught underneath. And this is where you go, right immediately, 2 hands to the ankle. You drop down, and that's exactly where you need to be, because you've been hit 0 times. You can give 2 of these away.
There it is. We'll stop it at 2 seconds. Michigan State's bench and fans love it.
How about it? What a win for the Spartans.
Michigan State has not had a win that wasn't a forfeit since 2 weeks against Northwestern here at home. Going to do so here to close it out. 1 second to go. Gibson will get the escape, that's all. Hampton's fired up, as well as a whole contingent by his bench. Michigan State gets their first points of the duel. And Eric, when we talk about momentum, how much does a win like that help the Spartan program?
I'll tell you what, I'll just take a page out of Coach Gooddale's book. I was watching an interview that he did, and he said momentum is not something that is carried over duel to duel, but more match to match. So momentum is a thing. And trust me, it does carry over. Andy Hampton just lit this place on fire.
Jones in for Michigan State. Trying to continue the momentum against Andrew Clark of Rutgers, ranked number 29 in this 149 weight class. And Eric, as a former wrestler yourself, how much did it help seeing your teammates win the match before you, get that momentum in the home crowd, and then now you go on the mat? What is Jones feeling right now after that victory for Andy Hampton?
I can't really speak to it much because I was a 25-pounder, so
right,
I was the one always doing the starting off. But it does help a lot. I mean, it is something where when you see your brothers out there fighting for their lives and they're succeeding in a time where there hasn't been a lot of success, it shows you that, hey, maybe I can change this.
1 minute gone so far in this battle at 149. Clayton Jones, a native of Bellevue, Michigan, redshirt sophomore on the mat for the Spartans.
And if I'm coaching Clayton Jones, what I'm telling him is I don't want you wrestling in the first period. I don't want you doing anything this first period. You can hang, you can do whatever you want, give up all the stall calls, but what I don't want you to do is get into these scuffles, because what has happened is the third period has been non-existent for Clayton Jones. He has not had a gas tank to wrestle in the third period in the last 5 matches. So that's okay. This is all okay for me. This is exactly where he needs to be.
There's the initial stall warning on Clayton Jones. As you talked about, it's been a struggle this season for Michigan State to fully feel that gas tank, to have some fuel left in the third. But Jones now in great position right now, gets on top, there's the takedown.
Another takedown.
Michigan State piling them up as of late. Again, you have to wonder what that momentum from match before did for this one, but it's Jones with the early lead over Clark. Andrew Clark himself coming off a big ranked victory against number 17, Drew Roberts, trying to earn the escape here, but Jones, a great time as the riding time continues to tick up for him. Clark's still struggling to escape.
35 seconds, that's a lot of time to ride. Let's pay attention to, look at the Spartan head, is what I always pay attention to on Jones.
So they're gonna take a pause right now, and
I think it would be something on the left side of his body.
35 seconds to go here in the first. Checking on Clayton Jones right now.
But also please note that it will be the choice for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights now. Because this is an injury time that was asked for by Clayton Jones, therefore the choice will now be moved to Rutgers' side. So he can elect to go down.
Stoppage for injury, time indicated. Clark will take the choice to go down, and Eric, what do you think about that choice?
I think it's the right choice. Free point here against an injured wrestler, or what you have to expect it's going to be injured after taking that injury time.
So there's the escape. Riding time just gets up to 28 seconds for Jones.
Really doesn't change much other than giving Clayton Jones a rest.
Again, as you talked about, an early strategy here for Clayton Jones might be to try to save some for the third, but on that same expense, so is Andrew Clark right now. It might set up a great final few minutes. Clark now going for the leg of Jones, but time expires. That'll do it for the first 3 minutes in this one. Jones clinging to a 3-1 lead.
Now what Jones has to do is control. It's going to be the right wrist. And the reason I say that now is because he's now hit at least 2 inside knee pulls.
Clark will start down. Jones now can add to that riding time. Clark had trouble in the middle of that first trying to escape. He'll be pushed off the mat, go back to the center. Riding time advantage right now for Jones, sitting at 41 seconds for the escape right there from Clark. 3-2 is our score.
So once again, he should be getting to the right hand. There goes the knee pull.
Jones now on the ground. You have to watch for that left leg. Might have been the one to get the injury before. Shoulder blades down to the edge of the mat. There it is. Pin for Andrew Clark, 149.
Yeah, just a cradle locked up once again. I mean, it's been the story, right, throughout the season.
Big 6 points awarded to the Scarlet Knights. They take the momentum back, lead Michigan State after 4. We'll take a break here on Big Ten Plus. Don't go anywhere. You're watching college wrestling on Big Ten Plus. Continue to carry that grief. The many students, faculty, and first responders whose strength carried this community through an unthinkable night. As we gather here at Jennison Fieldhouse, we do so with gratitude with one another, and always remember that we are Spartan strong. As we start here, 5th match of this duel between Michigan State and Rutgers. 3 points awarded on the takedown for the Scarlet Knights. Trying to get out of it, both wrestlers will go back to the center of the mat.
Anthony White on top, doing a good job of riding. Started left side. Marinas comes up to his feet. But White just keeping him inbounds enough, and now Marinas is working back in. There's the stall call I was looking for.
White right now with the early advantage, up 3-0 after the takedown. Marinas still trying to escape. He's got 147 to try to do so here in the first. Still trying to get up. White has the leg. Darius Marinas. Up and around here at the 157. He'll go out. Point now awarded for the escape.
And that goes on White. You have to have an understanding and a mat awareness that you just gave up one stall call, and he's going to call the same thing if you do the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. Anthony White just came up to his feet, had Marinas jumping on 1 foot, gave one stall call, came back, did the same thing, and looked over to the coaching staff like, what is going on here? So they did take 2 seconds off the riding time, which now sits at 46, but this is where you just have to let Marinas go.
He does. There's finally the escape, 120 to go here. Riding time up to 50 seconds for White. During that chance. One point, the difference right now early on here in this first. Anthony White, two-time Big Ten Distinguished Scholar. Excels on the mat and in the classroom as well. Good for that smart play to try to get another takedown on Marinas. Darius Marinas, hometown kid from Lansing, Michigan, just a redshirt freshman for Michigan State. A lot of youth on this Spartan team. Started all but one duel this season. He's 13-3 before entering Big Ten play. He's only lost one foul so far this year and one major decision. He's 7-3 in duels this year. First year wrestling for Michigan State as he works with 15 seconds to go here in the first. Anthony White, you can see the number by his name, ranked number 14 in this weight class. As his team works with an 8-point lead. As the first period expires, that'll do it for the first 3 minutes of 157. Marinas will start down in the defensive.
And this is going to be the easiest escape that Darius has got his entire wrestling career, because White knows he can't ride him anymore. If Marinas builds a base, comes up to his feet, Anthony White has to let him go. He doesn't have the luxury anymore of trying to ride out because he gave up those two stall calls.
Really does him no good. That riding time point. I want 2 minutes back on the clock. There we go. Caution was issued to White. Still staying strong. Not perhaps the easiest escape for Marinas, but still does it with how much difficulty. Another tight match going into the second. It's Rutgers in the last frame. Mason Gibson losing to Andy Hampton was the response. Coming right at it for the Scarlet Knights. Match 5 of the day here between Michigan State and Rutgers. White going for the leg of Marinas, but able to avoid it, stand back up. 1:15 to go. You can see White, after starting out on top here in the second, gained 50, or put his riding time back up to 55 seconds. Added about 7 to that total. Now both these wrestlers have just stayed at neutral. Under a minute to go here. Marinas has an ability to be an electric wrestler for Michigan State. We talked about the quickness early on in this duel. Marinas certainly has those capabilities, but so hard to do it here tonight against such a talented wrestler in Anthony White. Has the leg of Marinas, trying to turn that into some points.
And this is what we talked about in the opening. It needs to be conventional defense. Look at his feet. His feet are on his toes. He needs to get everything as close to the mat as he can, and he's lucky to get out of that unscathed. Short time left here in the period.
No points awarded, but certainly looked like a chance where it could have been, especially for White, as the second will expire. We'll head to the third. Gotta love it, tied at 3. White will start down, as Marinas will be in the offensive. And Eric, how much, if you're Marinas, do you take the battle here before going to neutral?
Yeah, you're never gonna win a match on top like this. I think it's too close of a match. So what in the past, what I've seen a lot is guys try to ride out, and you get to that 30-second mark where there is, oh, they just hit heads. Good to collect your thoughts here for just a quick second.
Don't have a lot of time to do so. Right back at it. This is an interesting position. We saw it similar in that second. White has the leg of Marinas. Can he do anything to score some points? Third period time winds down. 1:15, has the knee down. Looking for something else. Marinas, you can see the wide base, trying not to turn, but White has the other foot. There's the 3 for the takedown.
But keep in mind, riding time is now at 55 seconds as well, so that takedown in essence is going to be worth 4 instead of 3, because you're going to tack on the additional 1 for the riding time.
And there's the second that got past the minute. Riding time now can be worth something at the end of this one. Marinas has to escape and look for something last second. Try to get back into this one. 7-4 the score, 30 seconds to go here in the third.
If he picks up a takedown within the next 10 seconds, then he would kill the riding time if he rode it out.
He's got to get on top and ride it for 15 seconds. He's got to do it in the next 2. Now he has to go to the point, takedown, escape, but it's looking very unlikely. Anthony White, ranked number 14 in this weight class in the entire nation, is going to add another win to his name. Buzzer sounds, 7-4 will be the final, adding the riding time, make it 8-4, and another winner by decision for the Scarlet Knights. Adding 3, 14-3 now the score. Scarlet Knights have an 11-point advantage. We'll take a break here on Big Ten Plus, but don't go anywhere. It's Friday night. Where would you rather be than watching some Big Ten wrestling? Don't go anywhere. Last matches of the day coming up next on Big Ten Plus. Half of this duel between Rutgers and Michigan State. As you look there, the key one was that 141. Was Michigan State going to get that momentum back? Was Rutgers going to continue to pile on? And at 149, that's when we got our answer. Andrew Clark, Clayton Jones. It appeared that Jones got an injury at first. And then Jones was unable to take advantage. Andrew Clark with an excellent move to get the pin.
Yeah. Looking at some of those matchups coming up, you have to circle the 197. I mean, that one with Remy Cotton and Cale Whistler, these guys have wrestled a lot as they were teammates a year ago before Remy Cotton transferred out. And when you look at what he's done, for the Michigan State Spartans, he was 13-14. Here he's 14-3 on the season. So major improvements as he's going over. But Whistler's been one of the top guys on the team. When you look at Josh Terrell and Cale Whistler, the 197 and heavyweight, those are going to be the top matchups to watch.
Yeah, the ones you for sure want to key in on. The energy up here on this Friday night.
But when you see it and it's ongoing, you wonder why more teams don't do it. Everyone usually goes back to the locker room, and then you have the 5 guys who haven't wrestled yet cool down. So I think it's smart. I actually like it.
Good move, eh? Andrew Barbosa in for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. He will take on Jack Conley of Michigan State, the 165. About 33 seconds have gone past here already in the first. Match 6 of 10 here tonight. Right now both wrestlers, knees on the ground, at least one for Barbosa. Gonna call stall here and put it back to the middle. Conley for Michigan State, a native of Fenton, Michigan, redshirt sophomore, again continuing on that trend of young wrestlers for Michigan State. Split reps at 165 with DJ Shannon, almost identical seasons, 1-4 in Big Ten duels so far this season for Michigan State. As for Barbosa, ranked number 19 in the country at this weight class, as he gets the takedown in the early points here in the 165.
Just a counter-offensive go behind, all predicated on Conley's shot being too far out from space, didn't close the distance, didn't get through the hands, and Barbosa was quick to spin around, and you saw Conley take that right hand, make a fist, and punch the mat because of how frustrated he was, knowing that mistake was all on him.
Mistake you might have being so young, considering young and experience. Andrew Barbosa definitely falls on that young part, just a redshirt freshman for the Scarlet Knights, but has already had such a marvelous season so far. He's 10-4 in duels this season, 6-2 in the Big Ten. About 30 seconds to go here in the first. Riding time up to 47 seconds for Barbosa before Conley could get the escape point, but now right back at the leg. 19 seconds to work with. Can he get another takedown? He does. 6-1 now. Can Conley now escape before the first period time expires? 3 seconds to go. Won't be able to do it. Riding time now over a minute for Barbosa as he dominates the first. Starting up now is Conley. Barbosa will try to get the escape. Riding time going down under a minute. Finally gets the escape 15 seconds into this second period.
Barbosa's done a great job on both of his shots of finishing low. Hides his ankles well, makes sure that Conley can't get any of those scramble situations, and now another low-level attempt. He's gonna have to put 2 hands to the leg, and now he's gonna have to shelf it on that opposite hip, which is the left hip.
Just textbook right there for Barbosa. Another takedown. Puts him up 10-1. Let Conley escape. And Conley quickly goes. Shoot at the legs.
And this could be dangerous. Barbosa's looking for a cradle underneath. Does have his hands locked. This is where you have a guy like Sammy Sasso. And that's what you got to let go of the leg, or he's going to go cradle, is what the coaching staff from Michigan State said. That's exactly what Conley did.
So gives up the takedown. Now 13-1. Barbosa over Conley.
And this is where the match got out of hand with Iowa, with the Hawkeyes. This is the exact scenario we were in, giving up 4, 5, 6 takedowns. Conley has to get to either an underhook, a 2-on-1, something to slow the pace of the match down. Because what happens is you look up at the score, and all of a sudden it's 14-3. You've given up 4 takedowns, and you're wondering, how do you get back in this match?
Technical foul now, category going on. Takedown awarded at the end for Barbosa. Up now 13, with just one more period left to go.
Yeah, he goes, and what's been really nice about these Scarlet Knights is they're all using the same shot. It's a knee pull shot, so they're not going close hand to close leg. They're coming opposite hand, and then they're sneaking it around, so it's a swing single, but it's more of a knee pull, and they've all done it. And what I think it does is it limits the exposure, because you're not so extended on those shots because your hips have to follow. When you shoot the left hand first, I stopped my thought because I thought someone was going to go big there. But it doesn't leave you as exposed. You're not as extended. So I think that's why the Rutgers Scarlet Knights have really been working on that shot.
The escape point awarded to Conley. 12-point advantage for Barbosa. Takedown away from a technical fall. Goes for the leg, gets down. Conley now in a dangerous spot. Barbosa trying to work his way around. Has the foot, and there it is. Takedown, 3 more points for Andrew Barbosa. 15-point advantage and a technical fall. Barbosa takes the W. Absolute dominance from the redshirt freshman. Yeah, it's 5 on the board for the Scarlet Knights. Pinto going for the Scarlet Knights, ranked number 17, the 174 weight class. Both these competitors wasting no time to get on the mat. Connor O'Neill going for Michigan State. And Eric, what's interesting about Connor O'Neill, actually a native of New Jersey, not too far away from Piscataway. He grew up in Greenbrook. He was at Rutgers last 5 seasons. Transferred here to Michigan State for his graduate year. Facing his former team, as we talked about, it's a similar story that we might see at the 197.
And during that break, when I mentioned that the Rutgers Scarlet Knights did not go back to the locker room, these guys did share a quick moment together right over here, just to the left of us.
Know each other very well, which sets up for a very exciting 174 bout. See the quickness right away from O'Neill. Lenny Pinto, though, another transfer, was a 3-time NCAA qualifier at Nebraska. As you know, in the college wrestling world, networking is very familiar, especially between Big Ten opponents.
Solid first period for both guys, though. And this is what you get. When you know somebody and their tendencies, you're just waiting for them to make that one mistake, but it's usually not in the first period. And the one thing that happens no matter how great you are is fatigue. You will diminish when you're fatigued. So you start to wait till the second and third period when you start to feel that fatigue for some of those tendencies to come on.
Pinto not worried about that at all. Goes for the takedown and gets it. Now here comes the count. Another stale mate called. Let's take a look at this one.
Beautiful job staying low on his shot. And it did give up a stall call, but at that point, there was nothing else he could do. It's either he gives up the stall call or the escape. And at that point, you just save the 1 point.
Gets 13 seconds up to the riding time. O'Neal scores his first point. They work with the first period dwindling. Pinto trying to go low. He's back up, and how talented of a resume he has. As we talked about, a transfer from Nebraska. He's qualified for the NCAA tournament 3 times. Big Ten runner-up in a year as well at Nebraska. A very talented Cornhusker program. Really one of the premier programs in the Big Ten. There's about 5 that are really just up there and constantly producing good product year after year. Lenny Pinto makes the lateral jump, going from a Big Ten powerhouse to another.
Riding well here on top. But O'Neal doing a good job of coming up to his feet. He's going to have to try and look for an escape there. As Pinto just lets him go now.
We've said it a few times here tonight about the easiest escape they might have. That might take the cake. Connor O'Neal gets out. 3-2 now the score. See both these guys not so aggressive in the first, but very tactical. See if that changes here in the second.
O'Neal keeps shaking out his right hand. Elbow pass attempt for Pinto.
Trying to work back in. They'll breathe out and back in the middle. 55 seconds have passed here already in this second period. Pinto with the takedown clings to a 3-2 lead. O'Neal now battling, tried to go for the leg. Pinto did a nice job getting away. Again, so tactical, these two. Just trying to find the right angle to go at. Still at neutral, both these wrestlers with 30 seconds to go here in the second period. Pinto coming up, a big ranked win, their victory over Minnesota last Friday against Ethan Riddle. Won by a major decision. Big points that helped the Rutgers Scarlet Knights upset the Golden Gophers and trying to add some more points for his team here.
Oh,
working O'Neal to the edge.
Yeah.
There's the takedown.
Pinto just stealing points at the end of the period. How big is that? Not only in the first period, but he just did it in the second period too.
First period was about 15 seconds to go. That 1-3. Loves the buzzer beater climactics. Take a look at this one.
Yeah, underhook on that far side and then goes far ankle pick, and he continues to run his feet even when they were on the mat. Pinto was continuing to run his feet and ended up picking up that second takedown.
On top now is O'Neal to start this third.
And now what he's gonna wanna do here is keep his hips low. So his rear end is gonna stay on the mat, and what he's gonna do is he needs back pressure. And there you see the back pressure coming. And then he's gonna continue to work his rear end as far down towards the coaching staff for Rutgers as he can. You wanna make sure that you're in that pocket and your elbows stay tight, your hips stay low to the mat, and then you work to get the leg over your head once you've scoot your butt down enough.
Before you could do so though, stalemate called as Pinto was looking to the Rutgers bench for some advice and maybe exactly what you said there, Eric, of how to use that situation the best you can. O'Neal still on top. Riding time now in his favor.
And same situation here. So Pinto's gonna look for that heavy back pressure, but I think he threw himself into this weird scramble position here, trying to go too far back.
Scramble results in Wrestlers both going back to the middle. 1:03 to go, and you have to wonder if you're O'Neal, how soon do you just allow Pinto to escape and maybe go for some takedown points? It is difficult down by 4 here. Caution now being assessed. Clock issue now, referees correcting it back. 1:02 is where it currently stands. We're gonna add a second. Putting back the one that came off on the caution. 1 minute to go. Pinto now, dangerous spot. O'Neal somehow lands on his feet. I'll count it as an escape though for Pinto. One of the most gymnastics-like moves you'll see. 7-2 now. Pinto going for the legs, gets the takedown. There's the count.
Smart to move up. He knew he already had one from that first takedown where he stayed below the waist. They did hit him for stalling there, so he's smart to come back up.
Legs now escaping. Both wrestlers will meet back in the middle. 20 seconds to go. O'Neal quickly gets to the center of the mat.
The lead is 8 right now. O'Neal needs an escape to save a team point, and that's not what, that's second caution.
Another caution issued. Advantage, as you talked about, is 8. No one has the riding time point yet. So it's going to stay that way unless O'Neal can get an escape. He'll work out as Pinto pushes him out. He'll go back to the middle. 15 seconds to do it. Lenny Pinto in prime position here to get at least 3 points for his Rutgers squad. O'Neal trying to escape, trying to get out of it. Pinto doing a great job tracking him down and keeping him down. 5 seconds to go. How impressive this could be for another team point. Pinto gets it. 10-2 the final at 174. 4 points awarded to the Scarlet Knights and a major decision victory for Lenny Pinto. It was close there in that second period, but Pinto with 2 takedowns later in that frame continued it in the third. Scarlet Knights love it. They've won 3 matches in a row and are up by 20. So you're watching college wrestling on Big Ten Plus. Win this duel here tonight and clinch Big Ten winning record. As Michigan State still trying to look for a ranked win. Rutgers so far has played 7 Big Ten duels.
It is worth noting that that number 1 versus number 2, Penn State, Ohio State's going on right now. Penn State leading 11-5. Quickly run through. 25, Lillidahl won. 33, Marcus Blaze got the reversal in overtime on Davino. 41, Mendez won for Ohio State. 49, Shane Van Ness won for the Penn State Nittany Lions.
Nice little update from our update desk. As now we take a look at 184. Ryan Boucher for Michigan State against Shane Cartagena-Walsh. Walsh trying to...
How long and lanky is Cartagena-Walsh? He is a tall guy.
Wingspan too.
Yeah.
Very impressive. It'll be a tough test for Ryan Boucher. Take a look physically at Walsh, but also the number by his name. Ranked number 11 in the country at 184. He was an NCAA qualifier in 2025, placed 8th in the Big Ten Championships a season ago. He was a preseason Big Ten wrestler to watch. Certainly someone that have to pay a lot of attention to. Boucher In a battle right now at 184 for Michigan State. Still no points awarded with these athletes, so staying at neutral. Worth noting as well for Walsh, just a redshirt sophomore. So many talented young wrestlers as he'll take the first points of this one with the takedown.
I think that was an injury.
We're going to take a quick moment here to check on Boucher. Saw an injury early in this one for Michigan State. The 149, Clayton Jones had to take a moment.
Yeah, I think it's the right ankle. I don't know what it just got caught underneath. It was an unfortunate accident, nothing either guy could do.
Hành trình bắt đầu bằng một lời tự thú rung động.
Scenario where we were in. Boucher called the injury time, therefore Cartagena Walsh will get the choice, and I'm imagining he's going to either elect to go neutral or down.
His choice, stay neutral. 55 to go. It's a 3-0 advantage, so Boucher can no longer try to get that escape point. Walsh now going right at the leg. This is dangerous, might have been the one that Boucher had to get checked up on. Still on the outside of the mat. Hands around, still neutral right now. Is it around the leg? Still legal move for Walsh. 25 seconds to go. Rutgers has been known so far in this duel to get last-second points on the takedown. Trying one here, gets the leg and gets the takedown with 15 to go in the first.
Boy, did he ever want that. That was one heck of a sequence to get to that finish. But sometimes that's what it's going to take. We call it chain wrestling, not one move, but 2 moves, 3 moves, turned into 4 moves, then you get to 5, and that's exactly where Cartagena Walsh ended up scoring that takedown. Beautiful progression to get to that finish.
Stack some good moves, good decisions together. You end up with a great highlight, as Walsh has done there. Dominant first period for him. He grabs 6 in the opening 3 minutes of 184. Choice now, besides Boucher, will take the ground as we take a look at this one. Again, getting the leg and getting on top. Big 3 points towards the end of that first.
Takes the leg out from the table and picks up that second takedown.
Boucher gets the escape. 6-1 now. Riding time up to 27 seconds for Walsh. Despite having 2 takedowns, it hasn't really resulted into the type of riding time that we usually see from that result. One can be noted to that end of that first period, the other being the injury timeout. Still contested here. Walsh right now on the season, 10-5. He's 3-4 in Big Ten duels. 18-6 overall. His whole collegiate career with the Scarlet Knights, 52-25. He's a even 9 for 9 in Big Ten duels over his entire career. A win here in East Lansing could put him over 500. Seconds here in the second. The question becomes, how will Boucher respond on what we think was something tweaking his ankle?
And look how Cartagena Walsh is just stalking and cutting off the mat. He's leaving no room for Boucher to come back to the center, which ultimately ended with that stall call right there.
Has the leg, looking for another takedown. Boucher can get out of it. 3 seconds to go. The first period that we saw 6 points awarded to Walsh. Only 1 awarded in that 2-minute frame. 1 more here at 184.
Side note, it should be illegal to wrestle with ankle socks. A beautiful high crotch. Unbelievable.
Boucher with the takedown, and
Wow.
all of a sudden, we got a match.
Oh, I mean, it was just the timing on it, the shot, the finish. Look at this. Beautiful high crotch, gets his head across the back, looks across, finds that second leg, locks his hands, keeps his hips low, keeps his ankles hidden, and finishes that takedown. So impressive.
That's been the struggle for Michigan State, finding those opportunities to go at it. Boucher just wasted no time at the start of the third.
And it's not necessarily the problem hasn't been getting to the shot. The problem has been finishing the shot. You have to shoot with authority and not just hope to get to the leg. That's only a third of it. You have to get to the shot, you have to get to the tie, you have to get to the shot, then you have to get to the finish. And he did everything correct there.
7-4 now the score. 1:10 to go. It's going to be tough for Boucher with the length of Walsh. He's been talented so far and aggressive. We'll see if, with under a minute to go, if any wrestler, which one is going to take that first big move. 50 seconds.
I'd be looking for that high crotch again. Post with the left hand to the right elbow.
Fatigue now setting in. How much does each wrestler have in the gas tank? It's Boucher who's got to make the move. Walsh with the lead. 30 seconds to go. How aggressive does he get? Goes down. Walsh gets on top, trying to bring him down, and does. Takedown for Walsh, and that's a big 3 points as the third period concludes.
Yeah, that's one of those easy ones because you know that your opponent has to be moving forward. And if you can keep that distance, all you have to do is stop an ill-advised shot, and that's what Cartagena Walsh did.
What's the dagger at the end? Shane Cartagena Walsh. Winner by decision at 184. Rutgers.
Here we go.
3 more. But does that score really matter? Because Scarlet Singlet going against Cale Whistler. Both these two men ranked in their weight class.
It's just, the story doesn't get better than this. Unbelievable. Remy Cotton, of course, coming over from Michigan State last season, where Cale Whistler was the starter 2 seasons ago. Then he redshirted last year to get Remy Cotton into the lineup. Remy Cotton leaves, and Cale Whistler gets his spot back.
So much on the line and familiar faces. They only make sense that this is going on here at Jennison Fieldhouse. Just feels different.
Especially coming off such a emotional win for Remy Cotton over Minnesota, where the team needed him. They needed one more win to seal up the victory and pick up arguably the biggest win of Rutgers since, I'd say, 2015. So 11 years it's been since they had that big of a win, and it came down to the transfer in from Michigan State, Remy Cotton.
To do it by fall as well. The theatrics, the emotion, you see from those clips.
Yeah, you just watch somebody new every time. I had to have watched it 100 times today, just watching different people throughout the crowd. You see Sammy Sasso's head pop up in the back. You see all the coaches, different one of the coaches, Coach Goodale, I don't even think he saw the fall because he was staring at the crowd, getting the crowd, telling them to come on their feet. Shot attempt by Cotton. Beautiful double.
Cotton gets on top and gets the first points. This period takes a 3-0 lead over Whistler. Cotton ranked number 16 at this weight. Whistler trying to escape. Cotton keeps him down. 33 seconds to go here in the first. Riding time up to 27 seconds for Cotton. Whistler still trying to get out of it. Cotton doing such a great job staying on top. Whistler trying to get away. Cotton remains on top. 10 seconds to go here in this period. Whistler running out of options and won't be able to score the escape point as the first period expires. A masterclass of riding for Remy Cotton.
Yeah, beautiful low, went double leg. And Whistler tried to go Granby, but he didn't clear that left shoulder. You have to cut, the left hand has to come between yourself and your opponent. And what happened was Whistler cut in between the legs of Remy Cotton rather than cutting at the hip, which caused Remy Cotton to stay back on top.
Cotton down, gets the escape. Riding time dwindles from about 50 seconds down to 44. We all know if Whistler wants to get back into this one, needs a takedown, needs a response that Cotton established in that first. 90 seconds to go here in the second period. Whistler now holding his nose, it appears like.
Left eye. It was a poke in the eye. And that's when Angel Rivera, head official, looked. Oh, he had his hands locked and he lost it. And again, it was a beautiful job of re-attacking. And now, a possible fall for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights.
Whistler trying to switch to the other side. Cotton, just textbook in this homecoming debut.
And he has the leg split. Look, what he's gonna do is reach back with this left hand, and he's gonna readjust. Beautiful job by Remy Cotton. He readjusted that Turk. But Whistler did a good job of getting his knee down to the mat, and this is where you just belly down as quick as you can and continue to crawl forward.
Trying to get off the mat. Cotton not allowing much leeway to go. Still has a knee in the circle. Foot in. Still a chance to try to get up here. Cotton, though, that riding time just continuing to climb.
And how smart is he? It was subtle, but it was a slight adjustment to his right, and he took Whistler's head from the stands over to the right side of the mat, and what that did was it built him another, I'd say, 10 seconds of riding time. And look at this shot attempt, but what he does here is he clears the arms well, and then he just so happened to find that right heel of Whistler as he was standing up. And once again, you have the table, you have 4 legs on it. When you take one out, what happens? It falls, and that's exactly what he did. Although there's not 4 points on the legs, we'll go with 2 there.
Still trying to get an escape as Whistler, and won't be able to do so. Riding time for Cotton, over 2 minutes. He's up 7-0. Whistler will now start down. Cotton showing why he's number 16 in the country at this weight class. And it was briefly mentioned earlier, Eric, but the improvement for Cotton year after year at Michigan State last year was 13 and 14. This year, he's got 13 wins, but just 4 losses.
Yeah, he's completely turned the corner. I mean, his adjustments over the last year have been remarkable. And I had an opportunity to speak with him before, and he said just the training environment is a lot different than here at Michigan State. The team environment is different. Everything is different, and you're seeing him thrive. And it's great to see, because when he comes, they're going to go stalling on the top guy. Just double inside thigh pries, not really doing much to work for an offensive move. I agree with the call. But yeah, back to just, he came from a storied program in DCC, And for him, or Davison, and for him to continue to climb, because when you get these guys who have been in these competitive rooms, they're just built different. I mean, they know what a hard practice is, and Remy Cotton said that the practices at Rutgers have really turned him into the wrestler he is today.
You can see it here. He wrestled on this mat a lot as a Michigan State Spartan a year ago, having one of his most dominant performances on it just a year later. Under a minute to go in this one. Whistler finally earns an escape. Riding time at 2:55. The advantage already secured for Cotton. So it's essentially 8-0 right now. Whistler trying to dwindle it down to 7. Trying to maybe shave off a point for what Cotton can get for his team. 30 seconds to go.
And again, it's amazing how, and the problem is Whistler's not quick enough to come back up to his feet. But as Whistler is coming back up to his feet in a slow manner, that is exactly when Remy Cotton posts. He's gonna post both elbows, and then he's gonna get to his low-level shot, and his center of gravity is so low that it's so hard to stop that initial shot. So he really doesn't have to exert a lot of energy because he's not chain wrestling. He's getting to one shot where he's successful, and he's scoring off that one shot. So he's conserving energy.
Certainly at a master class here at 197 in this top 25 matchup. Remy Cotton in his homecoming back in East Lansing is the winner by distance. All the students here at Michigan State making this broadcast possible. And one more to go in this one between Michigan State and Rutgers. Brandon Toronzo, the heavyweight selection for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Try to close this one out. He'll face Michigan State's Josh Terrell. Terrell, a native of Holt, Michigan, redshirt junior for Michigan State. It's a 26-point lead in this duel for the Scarlet Knights. Always so entertaining to conclude any wrestling match. The two heaviest wrestlers we'll see here tonight. Toronzo from Nutley, New Jersey. Continuing the trend later on in this match of just youngsters representing the Scarlet Knights. He's a redshirt freshman. Made his Big Ten dual debut with a 7-3 win. And a dual victory against Maryland on the 30th. He's been their heavyweight guy since that point. He's 2-0 in duels this season. Both wrestlers right now still in neutral.
Yeah, Josh is a guy who, in my opinion, should be getting to more high-level shots. I think doing a good job of getting to his underhooks, but this is where I want to see him become a little bit more offensive. Take that next step, and where would that be? That would be for him to get to a leg from that high. When you attack the body high, you have to figure out how to attack the body low as well. So he attacks the body high in a good manner. He gets to his underhooks, and he's successful there. But this is what I'm talking about. High-level shot right there coming from Toronzo. He didn't hit his knee, but it was still an offensive attack in the referee's mind. And now Terrell doing a good job of pushing the pace here.
Terrell looking to push on top. Again, a lot of this has been, so far, upper attacks. Difference might be first one to land that first takedown. 30 seconds to go here in this final bout on this Friday night. Toronzo, paddling still up. Still neutral at 18 seconds to go. even though no scoring, energy has been expended here in the first. 5 seconds. Terrell still looking for a chance. The buzzer sounds. I'll do it for the first 3 minutes. Still neck and neck. Waiting for that first big move here in the heavyweight. Drill will start on the bottom. Toronzo on top. Caution, though, first issued to Josh Terrell.
8th caution of the match. We didn't see 8 cautions throughout the first. Oh, look at this.
Right on top.
Oh,
We're going to count it 2 for the reverse. How about it?
nice job. And now he has a cross. This could be dangerous. Toronzo's in trouble.
Dangerous spot, shoulder blade near the mat. We'll see how they count this. There's it. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Big move. 4 points awarded for Josh Terrell.
Beautiful job.
6-1.
6-1.
1:10 to go. It's a dangerous spot back there for Toronzo, and he paid for it. Down near it for 4 seconds.
That's the right call. Terrell has been pushing the pace of this match. And there's going to go another one. I mean, the right call.
Point will be awarded to Michigan State. 2 stalling calls issued on Toronzo.
Coach Goodale just looked at Toronzo and said, he has 7, you have 1. You have to wrestle. Pretty simple.
Hard to argue with that. See if Toronzo takes his advice. Terrell, though, not letting him get anywhere. Goes outside, it's another point. Now up 8-1 is Josh Terrell.
I know Court Lair, Colin Lair, coaches for Holt High School. Big reason, or big part of the development for Josh Terrell, but I know they're back home watching. Happy to see the success that he's having over the last few years. Had that knee surgery on that right knee. You see that's heavily taped. But since then, he's been, I mean, he just doesn't stop. For a heavyweight, it's so hard to. Did they hit another stall call?
Close, did not see a signal. Quick time here before both wrestlers can get back to the middle. Start of the third. Terrell up by 7. He's 4-1 in duels this year, 13-7 overall. Great record for the heavyweight of the Spartans. Toronzo again, young redshirt freshman, 2-0 in duels, but his undefeated record might be in jeopardy.
Another stall call has to be coming.
Toronzo, you can see the fatigue is.
That's the shot I'm talking about. Get to a high-level shot, exactly what I want him to do. You get to a high-level shot, you put yourself very limited risk on that shot, but the reward is something that he needs to work on, and he's getting back to it again. And now Toronzo, when you just have a guy who's like Josh Terrell, he doesn't get tired, he's strong as an ox, and he continues to come forward. Just hard to combat.
13-2 now the score. Push him away. Goodall will give Toronzo some advice with.
And that's the last stall core. No, that's the match. Terrell just stalled him out.
Too many warnings issued. The heavyweight bout belongs to Michigan State. We'll take the momentum as this match concludes.
I'm not sure what this is. That's Braden Stauffenberg.
Before this Friday night can conclude, nice exhibition. Stauffenberg going for Michigan State. Not too often, Eric, you see a exhibition bout go. So the score stands 30-9. It will not change after this concludes.
And Rutgers just completed their best Big Ten season of all time. So congratulations to Coach Goodale and staff, everyone at Rutgers. Amazing season, and now it's just getting started.
And it's official. It's a big milestone for this Scarlet Knights team. Back to neutral. Both these go. Still no points awarded here in this first period. It's Dagan Condomidi. Matchup at 157. Again, this is an exhibition going between these two.
I didn't even know you could do this, have an exhibition after the duel.
It's quite surprising. I think we were all wondering what was happening after the heavyweight bout.
Well, I saw Braden warming up over here after Josh, but it didn't make sense to me why he would be warming up because he's at 157, 149, 157, so. Condomini looked to get to a high crotch, but Braden Stauffenberg doing a good job here of going on this front headlock situation. You have to be careful with Braden having an understanding of his background in the Greco-Roman style of wrestling, all upper body, and now a potential cradle to be locked up here. Stauffenberg getting to a shot, and Condomini.
Redshirt sophomore wrestling for the Scarlet Knights.
Northampton, Pennsylvania, made famous the cement mixer. Used to call them the Concrete Kids back in the day. And I believe Steve Mittich, the coach in the gray over on Rutgers corner, is a product of Northampton High School back in the early 2000s. One of the most stylish wrestlers in the game. I used to mimic my style after Coach Mittich.
We'll have to check the archives on that one, but that's an incredible pull. First period's done. Still no score in this exhibition match. Rutgers up by 20. They will improve to 5-3 overall in the Big Ten.
And they're one of the least talked about programs in the country too. I think a lot of people underestimate Rutgers because they're not that big draw. Like when you think about Ohio State, Penn State, Iowa. Although I don't know if you put Iowa up there anymore. I think nowadays you look at Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan. Iowa still does have some talent on their squad, but Rutgers is building something special in Piscataway. Coach Goodale's been, he's a likable guy. I think the way he communicates with his wrestlers, not a lot of coaches get it.
Well, there's a reason he's been around for 19 seasons. Continuing to put an impressive product out there. Rutgers, before this match, 11-5 overall. They'll improve to 12-5 after tonight. It's Condomiti with a 1-0 lead after getting the escape point. This has been the lowest scoring bout to go on so far here tonight. Of course, does not count just being an exhibition. But still something to note. Stauffenberg still looking for that first point. As Condomiti goes for the legs. Stauffenberg trying to get on top. Condomiti denying the leg around. They'll go back up. 27 seconds to go. Both will be back up at neutral. Seconds dwindling. You have to wonder what is the next move from both of these wrestlers. They seem content with just allowing this second period to go by and finishing business in the third. That's what they'll do. 2 more minutes on the clock, the final 2 in this exhibition match. Caution going to be issued against Stauffenberg. Finally, they're ready to get this third period underway. Stauffenberg, a native of Yorkville, Illinois, gets his first point in this exhibition match with the escape. Tied now 1-1. Both competitors looking for the takedown here. Trying to find that move that could be the dagger. Stauffenberg trying to get around. Condomiti getting around. He's down. Stauffenberg on top. Still in neutral. Can he get on? Puts the leg around. Getting on top. Still close, no call. No points awarded yet. Condomiti still clinging to that hip. And finally, there's the takedown. Stauffenberg awarded 3.
Yeah, in those situations, you ask yourself, if these wrestlers started on bottom and someone reached back and grabbed your leg, who would be in control? 100% of the time, you give the top wrestler that takedown. Slow to call it there, but either way, Stauffenberg does pick up that takedown.
Might be a good thing because time is now dwindling down. 4-2, Stauffenberg over Condomiti. Condomiti trying to find a last-ditch effort. A takedown will put him up in front. 12 seconds. Stalemate called. They'll go back to the middle. This exhibition match has been nothing short of entertaining. 8 seconds to go. Condomiti trying for a last-ditch effort at a takedown, but 2 seconds is not enough time to do so. Stauffenberg will pick up the victory in this exhibition match, and that'll do it for this dual meet here at Jennison Fieldhouse. 29-9, a victory by 20 for the Scarlet Knights as they dominate here in East Lansing. Take a look at the graphic on your screen. 4 straight wins against Michigan State. They're 9-1-1